So today's special segment is about 3 things to watch out for Brexit. Okay, so we want to know basically what's priced in, where the wind is blowing to. So currently we talked about higher chances of a Bremain, of the vote changing towards from sort of even Steven, from basically undecided, from a very tight race to a lead for the Remain campaign. Now, if you're looking at, there's so many opinion polls, and some of them can still show, of course, a lead for the exit campaign, for the Brexit. What's important to watch is not an individual. Not just don't look at one opinion poll as standing on its own, as reflecting, okay, this poll tells us everything. The main thing to watch is the difference between the current poll of the same company and the previous one. So if one company shows now a 2% lead for Brexit, but a month ago or 2 weeks ago it showed 5% lead for Brexit, that means there's a trend against a Brexit and for Remain. If another company still shows a big lead for the Remain campaign, but last time it had an even wider lead, that means things are moving in the other direction for a Brexit, okay? So it's not only important to look at the sort of average of polls or just the latest poll that moves the headline, but you need to take this specific poll against the previous poll from the same company. That's assuming, of course, the methodology hasn't changed. That now there's more sort of asterisk here, another detail to watch out for. ICM, for example, publishes 2 separate polls. One is a phone poll and the other is an online poll. So you have to be even more specific and to compare phone poll against the previous phone poll by the same company, ICM. Okay? So that gives you sort of where the wind is blowing and towards what's priced in. That's one thing to watch. The second thing to watch, another, is more political. You have to look at who's angry and who's looking for the next day. So currently, now that we have a bigger lead, I mean more chances of the UK to remain in, according to opinion polls, we're seeing the guys from the Brexit very angry. They're angry at their own campaign. They're angry that the government that is supporting the Remain campaign is using illegitimate tools to convince the public. They're more angry and frustrated, while the Remain campaign is sort of looking for the day after. David Cameron looking for party unity in the day following, on June 24th and onwards, okay? Of course, this can change. If we see more angry comments from Cameron and George Osborne and more confident talk from Boris Johnson, then we'll see that things have moved towards a Brexit. So that's another thing to watch, because they also have their own opinion polls and they also have a sense, I mean, politicians, and they also have their sense for what's going on under the surface. That's the second thing. And the third thing is just to look at charts, okay? So if we see the pound moving on its own in one direction, that is very telling. That's, for instance, what we've seen yesterday. We've seen the pound, we've seen yesterday the dollar strengthen across the board, but the pound beat the dollar quite hard. I mean, it was standing out. That means that the sentiment has shifted in favor of a Remain campaign, and it can also move in the other direction. If we see another poll that shows higher chances for a Brexit, then we can see the pound falling on its own. But if we have a poll showing higher chances of a Brexit and the pound not moving too much, then maybe this poll is not exactly that important. Okay, so these are 3 things to watch out for. Changes in the individual polls. You need to compare apples to apples, YouGov to YouGov, ICM to ICM, Ipsos Mori to Ipsos Mori. Second thing, look at, I mean, if you're looking deeper into British politics, look who's angry. That means they're on the back foot, and who's confident. That means they're in the lead. And the third thing is, well, when the pound moves on its own, that's the best indicator. The pound wants the UK to remain in. Okay, the devil they know. Okay, so that's the 3 Brexit things to watch. Okay.